Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and thank you guys for following with this training and supporting with all the messages and all the encouragement. Okay, so as promised, we'll be looking at the benefits of pesticides, or the wealth aspect of pesticides. Now, we're going to talk about only 5 simple benefits. The first has to do with the economic benefits, and I'm going to classify it into 2. That is the import and export. Now, the import has to do with the worth of pesticide that is being imported into the country. Currently, we're looking at about $450 million worth of pesticides that comes into the country, and this figure is going to grow by 2030 and above. Okay, so if you're out there and you want to grab that opportunity, that's one of the benefits. Then we look at, but make sure that you are bringing in the right and registered produce pesticides for consumers. Another has to do with the exports, and even in the import you can also do retailing. There are lots of, almost all communities, farming communities, are now using pesticides, so people are cashing in big time when it comes to pesticide sales. Okay, now the other export has to do with a well-managed crop has the potential to grab the export market. Now we can see that in cocoa and also in pineapple, that is being managed well when it comes to pesticide, and this export market is there. It's also there for vegetables. So if you're able to manage your produce well, then you're exponentially grabbing this export market, and then you are going to cash in big time. Okay, now let's look at the plant base. We look at the increased crop yield. So we look at, for example, minimizing capsid in cocoa increases crop yield. Okay, minimizing white flies in tomatoes, all these increase crop yield. So if you're able to minimize, it reduces your crop damage and increases your crop yield. It gives the plant that freedom to grow to its full potential. Look at the productivity. Your farm now becomes more efficient. And if you're able to manage your pesticides well, trust me, you're going to cut down on your cost. Okay, you're going to cut down on your cost, and that is another thing. Look at disease control. If you're able to, pesticides are going to help you to control your diseases, and if you do this, your farm is going to come out beautifully. So we can have like downy mildew on cucumber and even tomatoes. Okay, so this are all the benefits, some of them, not all of them, but some of the benefits that we're looking at. We're looking at the quality of produce or food. A well-managed farm under pesticides has greater quality food, and this goes a long way to agricultural sustainability, food security, and food safety. Okay, so if you manage your farm very well, you're going to have the best quality out there, and the best quality fetches you the first grade market. Okay, so you want to sell to the malls as a farmer, you want to sell to the malls, you want to produce a whole fruit or a whole produce, not damaged produce to the malls and then the expatriate market. Then you need to know how to manage your pesticides. So a well-managed pesticide farm has a lot of benefits, and these are just a few ones that I wanted us to touch on that is going to make us good money when we do the right thing. Okay, so next week we'll look at what happens or the effect when we don't do the right thing, and that is my biggest problem. Because take it from me, I'm going to say this next week, but I'm saying it now. As an individual, if there's any person that everybody needs to fear, is a farmer in this whole world, because everybody eats. Okay, if everybody eats, ponder over this statement, and next week when we meet, we'll talk more about it. This is Humble Empire, solving problems with passion. Shalom.